Dapat sini, Pak. Pak, dapat sini. Hello, my name is Timothy Jurus from TAMBUNAN1, and I'm from SMA Negeri 1 Sidikal. I would like to oppose, that is, the motion that this House opposes awards and recognitions in the artistic and creative fields. But firstly, I would like to rebuttal one of the statements that the video has stated. That is, artists are rendered to go to the basic stuff and not do what they like to get these awards. But I digress that is not true, because there are a lot of categories that artists can pick from and can be picked from for their nominations. Especially, for example, Breakout Artist of the Year, Rap Artist of the Year, or Pop, or Best Singer of the Year. Those are completely all different categories that a lot of artists get to express themselves in. Like, there are limits, but these artists can limit themselves to be the best out of that category. For example, New Breakout Artist of the Year. That is a category that each year the Grammys push forward to the audience. That is even picked from the Academy Awards. Even though it is picked from the Academy Awards, a lot of these artists are new and fresh, even have their own fresh take on music that people can enjoy. A lot of these artists are usually way new, and people can and the audience can recognize new artists from these awards. Even though there is some categories which has the same categories each year, but there are different breakout artists or different genres of art and music that has been shown from these awards. Now these awards can make a lot of new audiences or the usual demographic to expand, especially if the style of the artist isn't what you usually hear. Example, Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish has this slow undertone of music that is very dark and very gritty, and that is not a form of art that you usually see every year. Especially a lot of songs, there are combinations of other songs, which is, for example, Lil Nas X's Old Town Road. That song, for example, is not only country, but it is also rap. And because of that, a lot of these Grammy winners are not just the basic pop song or the basic normal songs you listen to every day. A lot of people still listen to it and feel good about listening to it. But also, I would like to give my opinion on these nominations. They don't render an artist useless after they don't win. A lot of movies and a lot of artists who are people of color or people of minority, they get recognition by people listening in to the nominations that these Academy Awards have given. I would like to also rebuttal that a lot of nowadays foreign music has been foreign movies and foreign music has been recognized through these Academy Awards. For example, K-pop, J-pop has been recognized by Grammys. And for example, foreign movies like Parasite in 2020 won the Oscars. That is a movie that that nobody from the usual demographic watches, but it is popular enough to be given to the public. Because Parasite, for example, is a Korean movie that people that these Academy Awards have picked out, even though people did not agree because they don't know what the movie is. They watched the movie and the responses were overwhelmingly positive. And because of that, these awards and these Academy Awards, even though they are still picked by these famous and snobby executives, but they are still expanding. They expand the artist's range, or these actors or these directors' range of movies, even though they are not what their usual cup of tea is. And also, you did say, the video did say that a lot of these artists feel depressed or feel not validated by these Academy Awards if they are not won. But I digress that every artist or everyone has gone through criticism. They have to go through criticism, even if they are doing the basic stuff. They are they're thinking outside the box, and they need to accept these criticisms even though people don't like them, because people don't always like other people, even with the dumbest reasons. So these opinions that that artists get, they need to accept, and they need to embrace. They need to ignore or embrace them however they see fit. But a lot of supposedly popularity of these awards usually expand the nuances of dozens of people to see that some of these works of art are in fact different, and the celebratory aspect of these Academy Awards that people really like to watch on television and or on the internet have been have been converted to togetherness. That even though it is a competition that who is the best, and art is subjective, if it's subjective enough to be liked by millions and millions of people, it deserves to be recognized to be a great piece of art that people all around the world can enjoy, even though it is handpicked. But these categories or these these Academy Awards, or best song, best singer, or like best actor, or best picture on these Oscars and Grammys, they create a sense of competitiveness for these directors or for these artists that sometimes are good, even though you think that art is not supposed to be competitive. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, because people want to be the best that they can do, and when people recognize as what their best is as everyone else, people would the artists that do win, they feel a sense of validation, even though some artists don't win. They feel honored enough to get nominated for these Academy Awards. And through competition, a lot of these artists get recognized. A lot of these actors get recognized, because a lot of actors and artists that show up in these amazing grandeurs of movies or pictures are getting recognized more by a diverse demographic that is not only the demographic that are used to. Even though, yes, if artists want to get recognized by the public more and more, recognized by the artists more, by audiences more and more, it is by their own audience. It feels like an achievement if they get nominated. Their own audience roots for them. The artist gets a hint of recognition, and even people who have not heard about artists or these actors getting nominated are now into their demographic. So even though they don't win, they do get popularity from these nominations, even though they don't get them. Now, sometimes these awards seem snobby. They seem ungenuine because they are handpicked by these executives. But these executives are known to be experts in the genre. Even though, yes, music is subjective, art is subjective, movies are subjective. But even though that is the case, we as citizens, or we as people and audiences of our favorite artists can can push their own popularity together. Even though these awards are just for the Islamic executives, we can push them to be known to the world by pushing our artists or our favorite artists to go through these awards. They can garner more audiences than they have before. And I think that's my case. Thank you very much. Berapa menit?